I moved away to college and decided I needed a way to keep in touch with my family. So we started writing things. 5 years later, this has happened. We're almost done with the first volume.
I guess it's two different sides. I grew up a gamer since I was about 4, so video games make me really happy, and I have specific characters that I love, and so I paint them, and it just feels really good. And then the other half of it is I'm searching for myself, and the whole spiritual thing, I'm doing that, and so the other stuff is based on meditations and color and emotions and quotes. And again, makes me feel good, and it's all rainbowy.
Awesome.
My husband's love of video games.
We read a lot of webcomics, and we really like comics and movies and all kinds of art, and she draws and I write, so...
I would say Neil Gaiman was what made me want to go into graphic novels because I love Sandman.
Well, I do mostly cephalopods, as you can see, octopus, squid, cuttlefish, and they've always intrigued me because they are smart and charismatic and so different from the way we are. And I love the shape of them, and once you start seeing their shape in different forms, it's hard to stop. So,
my co-author Mary Kate was emailing me one night, and I was lamenting about not having a girlfriend, and she said, it's because you're a spaz, and that information is all over the Cute Girl Network. And she just made up that term, and from that term we made the whole book. So.
Well, I was a big fan of Buffy the Vampire Slayer and the Dresden Files and other urban fantasy stories, but I wanted more like strong women characters in it, so that's why I do the comics I do.
Inspiration for art? Well, I do a lot of stuff about mythical creatures and monsters and folklore, and I think it started when I was a kid. I was super into dinosaurs and gargoyles. The Disney show Gargoyles I was very into when I was a kid. And that show taught me a lot about folklore and mythology that we have in our culture, and just the amount of different monsters and creatures that humanity has come up with on their own. It's really interesting to me. A lot of people don't know a lot about it, and so I really like the idea of introducing people to different mythical creatures and folklore in different cultures.
And my inspiration is a lot of video games and media, really. Like, I like comic books, I like web comics were huge for me in high school. I started my own, still hoping to get back to it someday. Video games became my career, so that's definitely an influence.
What inspired me? A lot of mostly video games and some movies. Sometimes just seeing something will inspire me to want to draw it.
I have a huge influence from video games. I've been drawing since I was really little. I really like cartoons. I like Japanese animation. I first started with Sonic the Hedgehog art, and then I kind of moved on to the more mature stuff. I love Legend of Zelda, Sailor Moon, anything like that with like a cool story and cool characters. I like expressions and everything.
I think I'm inspired to draw because I'm not good at talking, so it's easier to communicate through pictures. And yeah, I'm not good with words. I can't even describe how bad I am at words because I'm not good at words. And
They are adorable.
I like mythology, and I like stories about kids in danger, and that's what I want to make comics about.
What inspires me is really my dreams and meditation, actually.
Okay.
And kind of what happens throughout my life. Well, as you can see, my artwork is mostly from Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. Literature inspires me. My friendships inspire me. And I find that with Lord of the Rings, the two tend to connect. I have friends who are a lot like the characters in Lord of the Rings, and the relationships between the characters remind me of the people I care about the most. So, yes.
I'm inspired a lot by other artists, by nature, by a lot of photography, and just simple textures. Most of my work it has people involved, but that's because I understand how humanity and organic nature work together and can seamlessly interact.
Thank you. It's because it's better than sitting still. I've got all too many monsters up here, and getting them out on paper really does help me. I started out doodling too much in class, and I pretty much haven't stopped yet.
I just love to tell stories through images. So that's what most of my art is about, is stories. But I don't like dictating what other people see. I like them to make up their own stories.
For your art?
I'd have to say it's pretty much just a combination of a bunch of the things I loved growing up, filtered through trying to say it in as few lines and shapes and words as possible.
Okay.
Inspiration, a lot of it comes from day job. Working at an RPG company, and we put out a lot of really exciting, fascinating new material that always never fails to inspire, and just really life in general is pretty inspirational.
Yeah, and in general, I mean, I've always just kind of consumed all kinds of geek media. It's just what I've always been interested in, and it's nice to make contributions to that.